You feel it, that knot in your stomach when the market dips, that burning frustration when traffic stops, that chronic exhaustion from trying to manage a schedule that's simply unmanageable. You have been told that stress is unavoidable, that anxiety is the price you pay for ambition, that the secret to peace is to meditate for 30 minutes a day or to radically simplify your life. The truth? They are lying to you. The problem isn't your email inbox. The problem is a fundamental misunderstanding of control. And the solution? It's not new. It was perfected 2,000 years ago by philosophers who lived through plagues, imperial wars, and daily threats of execution. This is the ancient Stoic trick. It's the single mental tool used by the greatest minds in history to achieve bulletproof inner peace. And today, we are going to break it down. We live in the age of data, not wisdom. We have more access to information than any generation before us, yet we are drowning in anxiety. We worry about geopolitics, our reputation, our health, our career trajectory, and whether or not that new project will succeed. But what if most of that worry, the vast majority, was entirely pointless? The Roman Stoics, men like Seneca, Epictetus, and the Emperor Marcus Aurelius, weren't seeking feel-good platitudes. They were searching for a practical, battle-tested philosophy for survival in a volatile world. Their era was defined by instability, political intrigue, betrayal, war, and disease. Their answer was deceptively simple, and we call it the dichotomy of control. It is the great philosophical separator. It draws a clear, unyielding line between the things that are up to you and the things that are not up to you. This separation is not a theory. It is a master key that unlocks your mind from the prison of worry. Let's see how it works.
The core text comes from the former slave Epictetus in his manual, The Enchiridion. He said, "Some things are up to us, and some things are not up to us. Our opinions are up to us, and our impulses, desires, aversions, in short, whatever is our own doing. Our body is not up to us, nor our possessions, nor our reputation, nor our offices, nor, in a word, whatever is not our own doing." This is where the 99% of modern anxiety is born. We confuse the two categories. We pour massive mental and emotional energy into things not up to us, treating them as if they were controllable. You worry about a client's decision, the weather on your wedding day, what a competitor tweets about your business, or the outcome of a job interview. According to the Stoics, every single moment spent worrying about those external forces is not just wasted effort, it's self-inflicted psychological damage. When you try to control the uncontrollable, you inevitably fail. And when you fail, your mind screams, "I am powerless, I am anxious." The trick then is to radically simplify your focus. What is up to you? Only two things: your judgment and your actions. Your judgment is how you choose to see an event. Is the traffic jam a disaster, or is it an unexpected opportunity to listen to an audiobook? Your action is what you choose to do in response to that event. Do you honk and scream, or do you calmly pull out your notebook and plan the next day? The Stoic definition of a happy life is a mind that is free from external dependence. If your peace is dependent on market performance, your boss's mood, or a political outcome, then you are a slave to the world. If your peace depends only on your own judgment and effort, you are psychologically sovereign. This is the liberation that the Stoics promised.
For a practical application of the dichotomy, let's refine it into 3 circles of life. This is your daily mental filter. Circle 1, things you control. The inner citadel. This is your mind, your sanctuary. This circle includes your efforts, your choices, your values, your character, and your opinions. You have 100% control here. When you take a test, you control the effort you put into studying. That's it. Circle 2, things you don't control. The exterior ocean. This circle includes the past, the future, other people's opinions, the weather, and global events. Your control here is 0%. If you focus on this circle, you become a ship tossed by the waves, powerless and miserable. If you took that test, the final grade is in the outer circle. You influence it, but you don't control it. Circle 3, things you partially control. This is the most dangerous and confusing circle, and it's where most people get stuck. This includes your health, the final outcome of a project, a sports game, or a business deal. You can apply maximum effort, inner circle, but the final result is always influenced by external factors, luck, opponents, nature. The Stoic strategy is this: shift everything from the middle ring into the inner circle. When you focus on a golf swing, you don't focus on making the putt, partial control. You focus only on the quality of your backswing and follow-through, total control. When you launch a company, you don't focus on getting 100 customers, partial control. You focus only on creating the best possible product and delivering impeccable customer service, total control. By redefining success as excellence of effort rather than guaranteed outcome, you immediately eliminate the stress tied to external results. You become free to simply perform.
Now that you understand the dichotomy, we introduce the secret weapon that solidifies your resilience, premeditatio malorum, or negative visualization. Modern self-help tells you to visualize success, abundance, and positive outcomes. The Stoics told you to do the opposite. They told you to regularly visualize the worst-case scenario. Seneca wrote, "He robs the present of its power who neglects to prepare for the future." This practice is not pessimism, it is a stress vaccine. Every morning, take 5 minutes and actively contemplate the loss of the things you value. Imagine you lose your job. Imagine your primary relationship ends. Imagine you lose your possessions in a fire. What is the effect of this? First, gratitude. When you realize these possessions, people, and positions are not guaranteed, you appreciate them more deeply in the present moment. You stop taking them for granted. Second, resilience. When the inevitable bad event happens, and it will, your mind is not blindsided. It has been there before. The mental rehearsal has stripped the event of its power to shock and paralyze you. You move immediately to the inner circle. What is my best action now? Third, distinction. This practice forces you to confront the difference between the material and the character. If you lose all your money, you still retain your ability to work, your knowledge, your judgment,
and your courage. Those are the only possessions that truly belong to you. The goal of negative visualization is not to be sad. It is to remind yourself that the external is always temporary, but the internal, your character, is permanent. By acknowledging the fragility of life, you strengthen your capacity to face it.
This was not just an academic exercise. It was a tool of survival used across the Roman social spectrum. Consider Epictetus. He was born a slave. He endured physical abuse, humiliation, and constant uncertainty. What was his inner circle? His ability to philosophize and his ability to choose his response to the pain. He focused entirely on improving his judgment, knowing that his physical body and his status were completely outside his control. He found freedom where others found chains. Then consider Marcus Aurelius. He was the most powerful man in the world, emperor of Rome. He had total control over an empire, but zero control over the devastating Antonine Plague that killed millions. He endured the betrayal of his generals, the death of his children, and the constant pressure of war. In his private lives, meditations, we see him constantly applying the dichotomy. The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. And you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The emperor and the former slave shared the same truth. The true power of a human being lies only in their choice of response. This contrast proves the universality of the trick. Whether you control the Senate of Rome or nothing at all, your mental independence is the only thing that matters.
So, how do you apply this 2,000-year-old trick today? Step 1. The morning filter. Every morning, list the 3 biggest stresses you face that day. Then draw a line through everything that falls into the outer circle. Things I don't control. Example, I cannot control the client's mood, but I can control the quality of my presentation. Step 2. The momentary pause. When you feel that knot of anxiety, use a simple mental phrase. Is this up to me? If the answer is no, you have 2 choices: accept it or walk away. Do not give your emotional energy to an external problem that will never yield to your will. Step 3. Redefine success. Shift your personal metric of success from outcome to virtue. Did you perform with courage? Did you act with integrity? Did you apply your best effort? If the answer is yes, then you succeeded, regardless of the final result.
The Stoic trick is not a magical cure for all your problems. It is a fundamental shift in perspective. It teaches you that your happiness is not a lottery ticket held by fate, but an investment managed entirely by you. You cannot control the storms outside your castle walls, but you can and must control the inner citadel of your mind. By mastering the dichotomy of control, you trade in pointless anxiety for focused action, and you step onto the path of true, unshakable tranquility. Start your mental revolution today.